Hello and welcome. President Trump has been under fire. Um, to put it bluntly, he's been accused of interventionism and other things. We all know that President Trump is controversial in his own right. So, a Mexican lawmaker who represents the state of Sonora went public to say that she agreed with President Trump's wipe out the cartels policy. All right. Now, she has been threatened by the Mexican president, Sheinbaum, whatever you want to call her. I view her as corrupt as hell, like the rest of Mexico. But it is no secret that organized crime is a big problem in Mexico. So is government corruption. They are rumored to have their hands in the pockets of the media, government officials, the police, you name it, it's infested. The illegal immigration crisis in this country, it is ran by the drug cartels. And people, many of them innocent people, fall victim to these predators, violent criminals. And instead of the fake promise of a better life in America, when they enter the country illegally, they are sold into slavery. They have to work off their debt to, guess who? Organized crime. Many of them are sexually trafficked, and it's akin to modern day slavery, in my opinion. President Trump came into office around the same time as the president of Mexico. So there's no mistake about it. At first, President Sheinbaum of Mexico was very argumentative and didn't want to work with the Trump administration on many issues. And she was kind of, what do you call it, forced into cooperating with us on criminal issues, including illegal migration, crime going across our border, drug smuggling. She was pressured by the Trump administration to work with the United States. However, she seems to be talking out of both sides of her mouth. She says, "Oh, I agree. We have a problem. Mexico has a problem. It's been a problem for decades now." And the Mexican government, under numerous administrations, have failed. Let me say failed at eradicating the problem. the infestation, even though some Mexican authorities indict these criminals, it always seems they are replaced by someone else. Nothing has worked. Nothing the Mexican government has done yielded fruit on the tree. So President Trump is saying, we have a crisis at the border. Let's target the root cause head on. So he's threatening to, President Trump is threatening to basically use the U.S. military to take out the cartels. So we have a brave senator that decided to speak out, and I'm very proud of her. I have some respect. Now I have a respect for a Mexican politician in Mexico. So let's review what the senator from Sonora had to say in this video. This is from Fox News. So anyone that doesn't know, Fox News has a sister network, Fox News in Spanish. The senator from Sonora decided to give an interview. And the Mexican president is calling her a traitor. And as you can see on the screen, Mexican president calls out senator for saying U.S. help against the cartels is welcome. Now, I was laughing at this president of Mexico. Calls her a traitor, calls her out, wants her arrested for treason, the whole 9 yards. So in response to this interview, a representative from this lady's cabinet, I don't know if it's cabinet or a minister or a representative from the president of Mexico's office, kept saying, well, we turned over 26 cartel members. We're cooperating. Interesting. But that hasn't worked, has it? So let's get started.
Mexican Senator Lily Téllez, a traitor, for coming on Fox Noticias with me a few days ago and saying this. Listen.
The help from the United States to fight the cartels in Mexico is absolutely welcome, and that is how the majority of Mexicans feel. The only ones who don't like that President Trump is sending help and trying to support Mexicans against the cartels are the narco politicians. That includes...
So the senator is actually talking about, she's calling them narco politicians because she's accusing them of having their hands in the pockets of the cartels. And this is common knowledge.
President Sheinbaum.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum responding, saying, quote, it's not a minor issue that a senator gave an interview to a foreign media outlet calling for intervention.
So you see, this is one of the Mexican president's responses to someone who decided, who was brave, spoke out, and as of here, sorry, misspoke. As of now, okay. In my opinion, this president is on damage control. And the senator just said, this is what the Mexican people want. They want the cartels gone. And just like in the United States, we elect representatives to the House of Representatives. We elect senators. And they answer to their constituents. So this lady in Mexico, the senator, is speaking for her constituents. So
here to discuss is that Mexican Senator Lily Téllez. Senator Téllez, welcome to Fox Noticias. I'm just going to get right to it. Is Mexico a narco state?
Yes, it is. And we all Mexicans know about it. And Mexicans are afraid of the alliance between the Mexican government and the cartels.
So she's saying that the people are scared, and for good reason. Most crimes in Mexico are not solved, especially the real violent crimes. And that tells me as a person that the police aren't motivated in solving organized crime murders. There's nothing in it for them. And here on the screen, you have the different cartels in Mexico. So there's competition. You got the Sinaloa, you got the Los Cabos, Puerto Vallarta, Los Zetas, the Gulf Cartel, and perhaps the president of Mexico is blowing smoke out of her ass and just saying, okay, we're funded by this, and this, and this cartel. Let's just turn in the competition. That's what it seems like to me. All right.
That have infested our nation.
Can you explain this alliance between the president, her party, the Morena party, and the cartels?
Yes, the party has financed, has given, the cartels have given so much money to these politicians, narco politicians.
That's old news. We already know about what happens in Mexico.
Of Morena to get into office, to get the power. So they...
Yeah, just the same as here in the United States. A lot of our politicians are greedy motherfuckers who don't care about the people. They just want power and money. It's just the reality here.
Protect the Mexican government, protects the cartels. That is why President Sheinbaum doesn't want the strong American leadership to help Mexico defeat the cartels. And also Sheinbaum doesn't want the rest of the world to know what is happening here in Mexico.
So let's just translate this. So the Mexican people know what's going on in their own country. And the Mexican government, a lot of these officials are trying to hide what's actually happening in Mexico because tourism is a big part of their industry. If people knew what actually happened in Mexico and how dire the situation is, I think people would think twice before entering the country.
We are on the steps to be the next Venezuela. She is aligned with Venezuela's dictator, with Cuba, and we are losing our country. They have destroyed our.
Okay, so let me just stop the senator right here. This is probably an opinion of hers. She's head of state. She has to deal with foreign leaders. She has to deal with our president, President Trump. And she probably has to deal with other leaders of Latin America in order to do her job. Now, is this president truthful? I highly doubt it. As in the United States, so to speak,
Republican institutions, the democratic state, and we must, I think we all Mexicans want and welcome the support of the United States to assist Mexican people against the cartels that have us all in this crisis with the traffic in fentanyl and migrants.
So she's saying, so she's confirming that the cartels are trafficking fentanyl and migrants. So no matter how you feel on the illegal immigration topic, these people that are coming across the border are being exploited, turned into slaves. And then our politicians say, oh, they do the jobs that no one else wants to do. I'm calling that bullshit. All right. What does Canada do when non-citizens commit crimes? They put them in prison and they deport you to wherever the hell you came from. Why should the United States be any different? If I cross the border into Canada or into Mexico, I'm bound by their laws and their rules. People that come to this country need to follow our laws in return. So we have these liberal activists protesting on the streets, causing riots for this?
So her response to this, and I know this because her spokesperson came on our show in response to your interview, and they say, well, we just turned over 26 cartel members. We're working, we're sharing intelligence. What are they not doing? And why is she so resistant? She's sort of...
So this reporter has a point, has a good question. What is the Mexican government not doing right? They had this problem for decades. It festered. Now it's an infestation. And it's hard to get rid of. The Mexican military's tried how many times to bring order to a country and institute the rule of law?
Speaks out of two sides of her mouth. We're working with you, Trump, and then she's chastising you for saying we need more help from the United States to crush the cartels.
Because she really...
And the senator is not calling for Mexico to be attacked per se. She's just saying that the Mexico and the United States need to work together, both militaries, to solve a very complex and difficult problem. She's not going on TV and saying, oh, please attack my country. No. This is all being taken out of context.
She doesn't want the help of the United States. She is lying to Mexican people, telling Mexican people that the United States will get in control of the whole country.
Right.
I never listened such nonsense from President Trump.
Oh, he never said that he wanted to.
Trump once.
He never said he wanted to take over Mexico. That's not the goal here. It's to stop the Mexican criminals, the real violent criminals, from crossing into this country and committing crimes in the border states. That's what she's saying.
Wants to help Mexican people against the cartels. Mexican people are suffering. So what they do is very, very little. We have huge narco politicians here in the Senate, in the presidents, governors. Mexico is a very dangerous place.
I agree with you, Senator. Mexico is a very dangerous place.
Well, that brings me to my next question, because you are speaking very bluntly, very clearly about Mexico being a narco state and the alliance and the connections to the president of Mexico. Are you afraid for your life?
Yes, I am afraid. And the president...
So she's speaking out, and many people in Mexico, they get threats of violence. They get many people get murdered in Mexico for speaking out against the problem. So she should be. It probably is in the back of her mind, and she says, "Oh yes, I am scared. Who wouldn't be?" But I give this lady credit for standing up and saying this is wrong. We shouldn't tolerate it.
The president has threatened me to proceed against me with criminal prosecution, to get me out of the Senate and get me in jail just because I told you in this space and Fox News what is the reality of our country with the cartels.
So, ask yourself this. Ask yourself this. If the Mexican president was serious about eradicating a problem that plagued her country for decades, why would she be threatening a senator to so you have threats, and she's threatening criminal prosecution. This is ridiculous. All right.
Cartels are dominating everything here in Mexico. They are in all the offices of the government, in the states, in the cities, and in the national government. So, of course, I am afraid, but I want people to know I will not step back. And I pray under God's guidance that we, the United States and Mexico, must work together to defeat the cartels and to get freedom for our country.
I couldn't agree with you more. Both countries need to work together to eradicate a problem that affects both of us, both countries. That's all she's asking for. She's not asking for President Trump to come in and invade Mexico, or this isn't a treasonous act by the senator, but she's been accused of treason and everything else under the sun. She's being called a liar. But the president of Mexico's actions speak louder than words. She just sits there and is threatening someone that's speaking out on American TV. And she's scared. This president is running, has her head between her legs.
Mexico to stop it from being the next Venezuela.
Senator Lily Téllez, a very brave woman indeed. Thank you so much for coming on our show and speaking the truth.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you.
You got it.
So, the cartels killed more people than the atomic bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Wow. Wow. It isn't a problem, and I see these people in the streets of trying to disrupt ICE from doing their jobs, and that isn't working either. That isn't working. So I want to thank everyone for listening, and feel free to donate. My links are in the description, and I'll see everyone another time. All right. Bye-bye.